Hey everybody, welcome back to The Boy and the Beard, episode number 9.
Number 9, yeah.
Number 9, it's gone by quick. So today in the studio, we're super excited. We've got Mahoganee and Andre, the songbird of the South, the local artists that should have been blown up by now. I don't know what's happening, what's taking so long, but we'll get into that and learn a little bit more about Andre and Mahoganee and what drives them and what's their motivation and some of the struggles they've had as artists in the Low Country and trying to overcome those. Appreciate you guys coming in. I know you're excited as we are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't remember, when did you sang for TCL. I think I did a video for them, and you had sang, and I think we exchanged cards at that point.
Yes.
And that was kind of our first interaction.
Yep.
And then throughout the last couple of years, I did some filming for you at your studio out in Ridgeland?
Walterboro.
Walterboro. Sorry, Walterboro. Trying not to get it confused. Which was a fun time. I mean, I had a blast to get to see both of you guys work, kind of behind the scenes, and just the sheer talent that you both have is just awe-inspiring for me. I'm a musician in the sense that I play percussion, I can read music, but I can't sing a lick. In the car, I can. You know, I'm DMXing, I'm Biggie and little Tupac. You know, I mix it up, but you know, it's nothing compared to what you guys can produce. So, when did you start, say, performing? When did you know that you had a voice?
So in my mind, I knew I had a voice. I would say probably middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, middle school. Middle school because my friends would always, hey, can you sing this? Can you sing that? And I also did my first program in middle school, like singing out in front of people in middle school. Family, you know, would be like, would you shut up? Could you be quiet? But I still felt like very strong inside that this is me. This is mine. I love this.
Right.
And I'm going to do this no matter what. Yeah. So it would be middle school. Yeah.
I guess that's
It's amazing.
Right around the age, I guess, a lot of folks, well, the Susan Doyle or Boyle that was on American Idol, that she was like in her mid-40s, was discovered.
Not to brag, but I've known that I didn't have a voice since elementary school, not to overshadow your accomplishments or anything.
I wish I mean, you know, as a kid, for a male perspective, it's frowned upon to be a singer. You know, it's almost emasculating or feminine to be a singer. But now you see,
Like flamboyant.
I remember he said that.
you see all these
It's
dudes
true.
now. I mean, just killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's on twofold. One, they've got the talent. Then they got the fan base. But these women are swooning over these dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Andre, what about you? So what started you in the music? Was it producing? What got you into it?
I've been waiting for that question. So, due to my mom, my dad doing music, not doing actual music, but being around music so much, my mom said when she was pregnant with me that I would never move until at night when she would go down to the juke joint, and she thought something was wrong, so she would go to the doctor, and the doctor said, no, he's fully functional and everything. He's sitting there with his thumb in his mouth with his feet up. And she said she found out that I would be calm in her belly all day. And then when she go down to the juke joint, I would just be moving. But that led to, when I was 9 years old, that they used to do house parties.
Okay.
And the DJ didn't show up one day. So I was like, I get to stay up, I could play what I want, and that's when it kicked off. Yeah, I didn't get paid for it.
Of course.
But I got to play all the good jams.
Yeah.
I knew what not to play. I knew how to get rid of the crowd. Like I saw all that before.
Yeah, for sure. So you kind of knew how to read the room,
right? Exactly.
And throw on what was going to get them on the floor and then spread them out.
It was up here from there.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Washington D.C.
Washington D.C. Okay. Mahoganee.
I'm from Somerton, South Carolina.
Somerton. Where's that at?
That is when you're going up 95 and you go past Walterboro.
Yeah.
You'll see Santee.
Yep.
And then Somerton is next.
Right after Santee?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yep.
Where were you born?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
North Carolina. I thought so.
Yeah.
Someone asked me not too long ago, and I was like, gosh.
Oh, yeah, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
So DC, SC, NC.
Palmdale, California.
Okay, you're out.
CA.
So let's talk inspiration. So growing up, who did you listen to?
Wow.
So I know there's probably different stages in your life that you listen to different music.
Yes.
So let's start.
Yes.
What were you? What from a house standpoint? So you're in middle school. What's mom got on the record player?
I can't say what mom had on the record player, but I remember having cassette tapes.
Okay.
Of who was it? Never Gonna Give You Up. Never
Rick
Gonna
Astley?
Let
Yeah,
You
Rick Astley,
Down.
yeah.
So I was listening to Mike Astley.
Rick.
Rick.
Rick Astley. I remember Anita Baker. I remember James Ingram. I remember Pebbles.
Oh, okay.
Pebbles, because this was one of those songs they would always ask me to sing on the bus
Gotcha.
on the way from school. Do you want to ride in my Mercedes boy? That one.
That song.
Yeah, so those were what I remember right now, right? But inspiration was absolutely, and I think I learned even how to harmonize listening to Anita Baker and Donny Hathaway, and not even realizing that I was harmonizing.
Okay.
It just instinctively, I would, okay, let me try this note, let me try that note, because there wasn't a lot of TV, in my house. So all of these things, I was just instinct.
Right.
Just trying out whatever.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so Donny Hathaway, Anita Baker, James Ingram, Phyllis Hyman, those were the first people I remember listening to and loving music. But Donny Hathaway sealed the deal.
Really?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andre, you?
Well, I started listening to, of course, for those who know who are from D.C., go-go music is my first love of music. But my inspiration to do music was
Thelonious
Thelonious Monk, thank you, and Duke Ellington,
Okay.
and then Stevie Wonder.
Gotcha.
So I just, like, it's people who know music, if you just listen to these guys, how they compose and arrange and just, like, there are notes in all these gentlemen's composing that if you don't really know music, you won't catch them.
Right.
Right, but if you know music, you'll sit there all day trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm so amazed by Stevie Wonder, how he does what he does. And Thelonious Monk, of course, his time was just, I always use the word impeccable.
Yeah.
Because I never seen somebody could just do it like that. Because Duke Ellington is the same way. So that's where it started for me at first.
Right.
There, that way.
Now, do you have someone that you kind of look up to from a producer standpoint that inspired you? Obviously, eclectically, everybody kind of had that and that set that in. But is there someone in particular that you sat down and said, I want to emulate this particular person or this style?
I don't think I want to emulate this person, or it's actually two different people. Quincy Jones is one individual I look at. I watch how he can just see an artist. Like, so for example, it's the difference between being a producer and a beat maker, right? So when you see an artist and you know how to just just shape them and mold them. And then, like, now I look at, like, Timbaland, the way he does his production. Then, like, I mean, I even took his class one day, and I was just amazed.
So much
like,
talent.
Exactly. Like, he literally makes everything out of his mouth, and then he puts it
for
down.
sure.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you're talking about that music in that little bit. I mean, so he's got a cricket in the back of that one song with Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
He's got these little bed squeaks here and
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So you hear those.
The baby.
Yeah. Oh,
laughter.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. And those are things that add that depth to
Yes,
that
yes.
production.
And he said less is more in music. If you got too much going on, then the artist can't have no room to do nothing.
Right.
So I learned from him, just as, well as Quincy. Well, Quincy was, I call him Uncle Quincy, I ain't remember yet, but I dissect his how he produces.
Right.
Like, it's just amazing how he could take something out of nothing. Like, he knew, like, when, I use Michael Jackson, for example, he knew. And he just said, okay, let him be him.
Right.
Just like Michael Jackson, when I saw him, says he was the first person to say, if he's the first person I saw say, let it sizzle. I'm like, what do you mean? And then once I heard it, I'm like, oh, that's what you mean. And it went from there.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Michael Jackson, I mean, another fantastic person. I mean, just how he thought. I mean, it was unfortunate his childhood upbringing and the life that he was, that home life. It was a little rough. But from a talent standpoint, I mean, you can't beat it.
No. Immaculate.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything.
He just knew.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Instinct. That's another person that just what he did instinctively.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, did you
Magical.
watch? Yeah, the what was the right before he passed away?
This
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a DVD.
Yeah, I watched it so much that the DVD, not the DVD player, but the DVD itself broke. So I was like, okay, I need to buy another one.
Yeah. So what are y'all listening to now? Who's on the iPod or what's going on?
Honestly, I've been listening to my own music.
Okay.
I was gonna say that
That
as
we've
a
been
joke, but then I had a
creating.
feeling that's what you were gonna say.
Because we're working on new stuff.
Okay.
And just listening to it, like, what do I need to fix? What I need
I was
to
gonna say,
change?
so Kelly hates it because I probably watch more of my stuff than anybody else ever watches.
Yeah.
So I'll sit down, throw it on Vimeo, and rewatch my stuff. And it's not because I want to watch my stuff. I want to see what I've done to help me trigger what I could do better.
Yeah,
I could,
exactly.
and whatever that works out. So
Right.
that's the same for you guys. So
Yeah.
if you have something done, how many times do you go back and rework that? Is it really just depend on how many times? Do you just have to say, that's it, I'm out?
Well, there's one song I only recorded once. It was a one take,
Okay.
and I was depleted energy wise after and emotionally. That was a song 1619.
Okay.
And like the song that we're doing now, I'm listening to it every day, and it's probably been about a month. So
You're kind of
that's an extreme,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And this song, it's a co-write with another artist. So this artist is pushing me to make sure that I have my stuff on point because
Right.
they have their stuff on point.
Got you.
So, yeah, I think that's a good extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what comes first for you as a couple? Do you have a song in mind, and then you have those words written down, and then you go to Andre and say, "This is what I'm feeling," or how does that songwriting process work?
That's rare
Okay.
because usually he's always doing music,
Right.
and I'm usually there to hear it, and it sparks something immediately.
I can see that.
There's even stuff I'll be like, yeah, no, I know I'm not gonna keep that, but the words have come anyway. So I usually write the words down, and they'll be paired with the right song whenever it comes.
I got you. Okay, yeah, that makes
that's what
sense.
I do.
I've always been curious to how that works, and
Yeah.
I've seen a couple Timbaland little clippets here and there, like when he was working with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
He Cry Me a River, I think, or whatever the one of the songs that he did was the beat was first,
Right.
and then Justin was in the studio, and then threw out, I got something for that.
And it does work both ways. It all depends on the producer and the artist. Some artists come in with an idea,
Yeah.
and then you make the music around the artist. Now I use this for a good example because like I said, Timbaland. I follow him and I admire things he does. Now him and Missy Elliott have been friends forever.
Yeah.
They've never been in the studio at the same time working on something.
Really?
Never. He's been there work on it. She would kick everybody out and work on it and go back in there and do it. And then it's amazing how it fits.
Yeah.
I mean, and so I've learned by just doing music with her or just doing music. Like, for example, I'm picky per se about who I work with because it makes a difference in how we do and what we do and what level we're on and doing that. So I'm picking in that standpoint. Like, we have been blessed to do what we do and how we do it. And the way that the music flows is the best way to me to explain it, I see color. So, and that's how I make music. Like the other day, I sat outside and I just saw color and listened to everything outside. And then, I started making music. And of course, she's sitting right there. She's harmonizing. I'm like, let me cut this off because she'll. And for everybody, she doesn't get all the good stuff. We just got to put that out there. I have a lot of good music, but I mean, it's a blessing to work with somebody that understands the same thing you understand.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or that are compatible with you and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's a great partnership.
I guess it works more so from a business partnership or from a music partnership, but then in the home life, I mean, it's probably the same dynamic that you guys work so well together harmoniously throughout.
Not all the time. Okay, that's not even reality, Sean.
Sean, I'll be honest with you. This is 20 years worth of work.
Yeah.
And I tell people
that's
that
true.
it's just, don't look at the smiles and say, oh, that's just. And we was in the store maybe a month ago, and we playing the joke in the line. So the cashier says, "Oh, how long y'all been married? Y'all must have just got married." I said, "What you say? Y'all just act like newlyweds." I said, "No, this is 20 years right here. This is 20 years look like."
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of hard work, and it is. I mean, compromising is a small word, but it's a big definition of how to do that with your mate. So it plays a very valuable part in what we do, because she can get in a mood where she can be like that. No offense.
So that's how you know something bad's coming.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
Let me pick a whole, because I like animals, so I'm not going to. So she's like a brick wall with a not a sledgehammer, but the rubber hammer.
Okay.
When she's stubborn, she won't move.
She won't move.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
I think I mean, women in general are smarter than men.
Right.
I honestly believe that.
Right.
I do realize women, especially mine, I mean, 99.9% of the time, she's right.
Right.
You ask her, it's 100% of the time.
Right.
So, which Tony is my nephew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
My
aunt,
wife is his aunt.
Okay.
So he understands.
I'm young, but my girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years now. We started dating in high school. I'm 21.
Okay.
Now this is a very mild thing, but we were playing just Mortal Kombat the other day. Just playing like an older game for fun, and she was, "Oh, let's play, let's fight." So I already know like, oh boy, because I know I could beat her at Mortal Kombat.
Right.
So then I'm balancing like, okay, what do I do? Do I let her win? Do I beat her a couple
No,
times? Then
lose
let her win?
on purpose.
Lose on purpose. So I lose, right? You let me win. I'm like, no, I didn't. She's like, I know you're better than me. I know you let me win. And I'm like, fine, but why do you have to address it? And she was like, aha, I knew you let me win.
It's all a trap. It's all a trap. we're damn what we do, damn we don't.
Yeah. And then I do beat her, because she's like, no, go full force. I don't want you to baby me. And then afterwards she's like, you're supposed to let me win.
Yeah. So Responsible Artistry is it's a nonprofit that you guys have. Are you strictly in Walterboro?
No.
Or okay.
No. Responsible Artistry it has gone to Cuba. It has gone to Belize.
Okay.
Trinidad, but
It's wherever we are, and now that the world is virtual,
It's even
Everywhere.
larger.
it's about to be larger. Yeah.
Explain it. What is Responsible Artistry?
So Responsible Artistry started as really a mindset.
Okay.
And it became a movement when we were living in D.C. at the time. His cousin had a nonprofit, and we started volunteering with her. And so Responsible Artistry, you're working with kids, you need to be responsible and show them, so
Be a good role model.
Right? So it started with that. And
Okay.
then it was like, okay, I really need to look at what festivals I'm going to be in, what organizations we're going to be partnering with. It made sense to think about it as a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And then eventually we became an incorporated nonprofit in 501c3.
2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Started in We started in
2006 is when it really, the idea
Okay.
came into existence. And
Absolutely.
then
The concepts existed
exactly.
since 2006.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how do you handle that now? So is it a class that folks, or you guys, what do you do?
So, we're teaching artists.
Okay.
And Responsible Artistry, the nonprofit, the organization, will take what we do within our music into the classroom, into our summer camps, day camps. And we're now building curriculums. And it's really based off of our music and his compositions, my songwriting, and taking that into a classroom. They don't really know that they're being mentored, right? They don't
It's like
know
seamless.
exactly. But a lot of life skills into talking about the music,
Right.
and a lot of critical thinking, put into the setting when we're in there. And so it's all of that. It's the stuff that we put on social media that we know the kids eventually
Right.
are going to see. And so, like I said, it's the lifestyle. It's
So
everything.
Yeah.
the word responsible artistry is almost like a double entendre where they
Exactly.
both kind of mean different
Exactly.
things
Yeah.
depending on how they take it in.
Yeah.
For example, not to cut you off. So we was in class for one day. The last time we was in class with kids.
Before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah. And so the kids and more so the teachers were stressed about these tests coming up. We got to get them to do tests. So when we first walked in the building, it wasn't hello. Can you help us with the test? What can you do to get them? I'm like, pause. Like, why y'all can't do this? It's like, because y'all get them to do stuff we've been trying to do all year.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, I'm going to show you a technique, and you'll see. And so I'll talk about it, too. Like, I know, I'm just hitting.
No, it's okay.
And so one was, I asked kids, I say, honest opinion, I want you to write down, if you don't know how to spell a word, don't worry about it. Just put, F or a T, and you'll see in a minute. And I said, just tell me which one. Would you rather be a turtle or a fox doing your test? And so everybody, wrote their little letters down, got the letters, So I picked one girl. I said, why you want to be a turtle? She said, I wish I could show the video. She just eloquently said, well, I just want to take my time. I want to get all things done. I just want to do it like this. And the majority of the class wanted to be turtles, right?
Oh.
Just wanted to explain to me the right way. One kid said, I don't like tests anyway. I just want to get through it.
Yeah.
I can do it with my eyes closed. I said, you can? Okay, let's find out. Let's put your theory to the test versus this theory. Right. Now, some kids instinctively can learn just like that.
Right.
And they can just run through it, right? But at the same time, you're still gonna miss a page because you think you know, so you'll say, "Oh, I got the answer," and keep going.
Overconfident.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so to slow them down, to say, "Okay, look, just take your time. It ain't going nowhere." You're the shell. You're the turtle. You got a shell. You cover it. Take your time doing this. And at that time, I think the testing. They haven't got to where they do timing. I think timing comes in when they go to high school.
Right.
So you have time to go do this test. You have time to be patient. And then, so they say, okay, cool. And then, same young man, he's like, I don't like math. I can't stand math. Math just sucks. But she tells me, put him in the corner, she said, he's the best one in the class in math. I said, why is that? She said, I don't know. He just showed him one time, he got it. I said, okay. I said, well, you got to change the verbiage. Change something to make him see something different. And said, well, like, I don't have time. I said, you'd be surprised what you can do with them on doing certain things, especially when you know their strength.
Right.
So, I play chess. So I teach that. I teach it, right? So put out a chessboard, and I use they call it a competition chessboard. So it has numbers and letters on it. Yeah. And I sat down with him. He said, what's this? Chess. You want to know how to play it? Told him about the pieces, how to move the pieces. He really got good. Like in 3 months, he was beating kids I had for 2 years.
Wow.
He just running through them.
Very intelligent.
So I said to him, I said, what about this chess game that you like? He said, well, of course I like to win. And he said, but I like the numbers and the letters. I said, really? Oh, okay. I said, so I have another question for you. He said, what's that? I said, chess is geometry. He said, no, it ain't. I said, yes, it is. You want to learn? That's not my lane, but I know somebody who, then that's their lane. Right. And then he knew that just by doing chess. And she was like, well, how do I don't understand that. How do you do that? I said, well, here's our phrase. Simplicity. Simplicity is the key to our genius. Yeah. Make it simple, make it plain.
Yeah.
They got it.
Don't overcomplicate it.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of where I was going to go to. Having that one-on-one interaction is huge because not everybody learns the same.
No.
In which in school they don't teach you that, or they don't take the time to learn how he learns. versus how I learn. I can read. Obviously, my comprehension is there.
Right.
But I'm more physically able to capture it and do it if I do it by hand. I have to physically do it. I can watch YouTube video all day long, but until I sit behind a computer or cut this wood or whatever it is, and I'm not going to catch on to it.
That's right. That's true. It's just like this is I mean, it's like every time somebody says this to me, I feel like I'm getting stuck with their needle. Do you make beats? I make music. It's a difference.
There's a huge difference, yeah.
Right. I can make you a beat.
Beats is the thing now.
Yeah. It's like that's the thing people say now. I'm like, no, man. I make music. I make music where it moves, like the ocean, like water.
Yeah.
It flows. You want to be? I can do that.
Yeah.
That's like you asked me, can I sing? I said, yeah, I can sing.
I can say you ain't gonna like it. But
Right?
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. I just have to hit a note, but I can sing. You know what I mean? So it's
Big
like,
difference.
Oh, absolutely.
I've always been interested in music, but beat making to me comes more natural. Being a percussionist and playing a marching band,
Right.
and playing quads and just being in a marching band with the cadence and that, and you know what moves that crowd. Yeah. So I've tried garage band and some of those other ones, but I just can't. I don't think I have the imagination,
Right.
if you will, to do that.
Yeah.
Standard beats, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I can beat
Yeah.
on. I've got a pair of drumsticks over there that I typically just mess around with every now and again, just to get up some aggression. And I've had a drum set or two, but nothing of late. Tied up, Sunday
Yeah.
we're here working. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I love music, but I'm not musically inclined at all.
Gotcha.
Like I have never learned. I don't know how to play any instruments. I'm actually tone deaf. I cannot sing. Like if you play a pitch and one slightly higher and slightly lower, probably have a 20% chance of telling you which one was higher. I'm not even. I took the test and it was just like, congrats, you're terrible. I was like, great.
Because you asked about, what do we feel about Common Core?
yeah,
And just the whole educational system. Let's just trash it.
Yes.
Okay, let me just put that out there because it's 70 years old.
Outdated.
I can't even remember, but it's so outdated.
Outdated and underfunded.
Exactly. And my husband always says the old educational system is the analog way of doing things, and we are now physically 100% in a digital world. And why must we continue to put our children through that? Like it no longer makes any sense. And it's not common sense. We just need to throw it away and get with the times.
yeah. I think it has to do obviously with it's the elder generation.
Yeah.
And it's not like our old generation. It's
Right.
the older generation.
Exactly.
It's the
Clinging
ones
on.
above us.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why there's no. It just kills me. There's no term limits for certain people in office. Get them out.
Yeah, a lot of the people that make the big decisions that influence a child's day-to-day life in school, they're betting on different horses than
Exactly.
actually trying to
Absolutely.
educate kids or kind of just trying to mold it. And what's really terrible is it's designed completely and utterly for the most average. If you're able to get a concept after a slight amount of thinking and trying, you're going to be perfect for public school. If you're too fast, you're going to breeze through it, be bored the entire time, and bomb in college. And if you're too slow, you're going to be just completely left in the dust. And I mean, I went to a school in California where the lowest tier foundation's math, we're talking 18-year-olds that couldn't do long division. And they have no disabilities at all intellectually. Right. So that, for me, is just where's the workforce at teaching-wise that you can have somebody go through 12 years of public schooling and come out the other side with zero gain at all. It's horrible.
Yeah, and I mean, you're lucky if you have common sense.
Right.
More or less.
Critical
sense.
thinking.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure. And South Carolina's the worst anyway. I think we're number 50, aren't we?
Yeah. But so let's look at our elders who might not have had any education,
like standardized.
Standardized education at all. And these people were brilliant, right? They knew how to farm without reading anything, and they knew how to make iron. What do you call the iron workers? Gilbert on Facebook. But it's very skilled.
Like blacksmithing?
Blacksmith.
Yeah.
And they knew how to do all these brilliant things without this standardized education.
Getting assigned a number.
Exactly. And I mean, not everybody that is brilliant went to school or graduated from high school or graduated from college. And I'm not even saying that these things aren't necessary, but it's like, it's just not for everybody.
Yeah, the scale doesn't fit everybody. We got a scale like this, but we have people like
exactly,
everywhere.
Right.
Exactly. So it's like, GAD is a creative school. So we know that these things work, but they don't work for everybody.
Right.
So if we can put that into the average classroom, and 25 kids is usually is it more?
No, it's less.
It's less now because of COVID.
Well, no. When I was school, well, certain schools, I would say this. Some of them had 19 in class. Some of them had 25. But then some of them had almost 40.
We had 30, 33.
Right. So it all depends. So you have to look at, if we all 4 in classrooms, and I'm the, let's say I'm the hyper energy, right? I'm going to take away from everybody,
of course.
everybody
Right,
around.
yeah.
You're pulling like 20% of the teacher's energy and you're 1/3
exactly.
of the class.
So if that's the case, and I'm the person that is the leader of that, then your job, to me, should be, okay, sync to this kid to control the classroom with the other kids. Not saying take over, not be a teacher's pet, but find a way to find that usage you need to make them all have a sit down. Like, for example, I was in class one day with a child. I used to I was a subcontractor in the school system, and so once one kid was sitting there, he said, and she said, "Can you stop that?" I said, "Yeah, can you stop that?" I'm sitting there with him, and before I knew it, I'm doing it, right? So I'm like, she says, "Really?" And I just realized at that moment, I said, okay, he's not being bad, he's bored.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because
Right.
you were bored.
Because I was bored. I was like, I got to go because I'm in here I'm supposed to be helping him. I'm distracting. Because everybody turned around and looked at me like, Mr. Andre.
Yeah.
Really? Like,
I got a high beat.
right. It's really I'm here.
Yeah.
And so that's the restructure or recalibration that's needed is you have to, I know people always say, I don't have time to all my energy be on this kid. I got all these other kids. But if this kid is taking most of your energy from you, then you need to find a way to make that energy come this way to the rest of everybody else, which will make the classroom easier. I mean, we do a thing called educational fun, and none of the kids know they learn. None.
That's the key.
And that's it. And we had we had one young lady. She's probably about 7 or 8, smartest thing in the classroom, trying to pluck on the piano. Ping, ping, ping. I said, I can't do it. My hand's too small. It doesn't matter. As long as you hit them, that's all that counts. Yeah. Right? And she did it. I said, okay, I asked her, like, what do you like? Like, you like math, science, reading? I like art. Really? Okay. Like, what kind of art? Just find out those small things that they do and then implement them into the classroom. Like, for example, when our first summer camp, I love telling this story. My wife was gung-ho about she was like, yes, our first summer camp, going to have about 25 kids in the classroom. I'm ready for them. I'm like, okay, just wait for it. That morning, she up at 5 o'clock. Get up. Come on, let's go. I said, baby, just wait for it. You're going to find out. Go in the classroom. Day's over with. She's like, I need time. I'm resting. Okay, good. Okay. She go. Next morning, I'm up at 7. I said, you ready? Come on. Yeah, I'm over. Get up at 5 because she found out how much energy she put into the kids. I said, well, just instead of you doing all the work, make them do all the work, right? So we had rules. We had yes and no rules. We would pick. So once you be the example and you show them what to do, okay, let them do it. Yeah. So we kept them moving so much. Our parents would come like a couple days later, like, what are y'all doing? I said, what do you mean? What are we doing? I'm not understanding. She said, my kid, I got 5 minutes down the road, and they was knocked out sleep. I said, we wore them out. I said, we kept them moving. We kept them engaging. We kept them doing different things. Some kids are, they're fixated on whatever that task is and doing it, right? So once you disrupt them, then they're going to disrupt everything to get back to that. Yeah. But it doesn't mean they can't finish while you start on something else with other kids. And that's the things we were doing with them. We just tried something else. So once that kid sees that, So now they're extra motivated to finish to come over here and
Yeah.
join.
Right.
Now I'm pretty sure there may be schools or charter schools or private schools that do that. Even public schools, I don't know, but we have to think outside the box or just get rid of the box to
Yeah.
deal with most of
Yeah.
the kids. I never understood why do I have to color inside the line
Yeah.
if I want to color over the whole paper.
You can do what you got to do.
Exactly. Like music. For music with me, there's no boundaries. There's no place I can't go with music. There's nothing I can't. There's nothing nobody can say. Oh, you can't do that. Who said I can't?
Yeah.
Where's the law said I
Yeah.
can't? I can't create
Right.
it in this fashion or in this way.
And that's kind of the same with, so from a photography standpoint, they teach you about rule of thirds
Right.
and certain compositions and certain color balance and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's whatever you like.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I see a lot of stuff with somebody putting up a picture being like, oh, I know it's not a traditional composition, and there's like a pretty good split in the comments of people going, who cares, photography is art, it's not it's not math.
Right.
And then other people being like, well, her face is 20% more in shadow than I would prefer.
Right.
And it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't
first-
walk up to a painting and you're like, you did horizontal strokes?
Right.
I would have gone vertically.
Yes,
like, people don't do that.
exactly.
But with photography, they're quick on the jump.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, it's
They want every photo to look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like if you had the same lighting and the same subject, you could take a billion different photos with different meanings.
God forbid you ask somebody's opinion on it. That's your first mistake.
You're getting cooked.
Yeah.
You're getting
Yeah.
cooked if you ask for someone's opinion
yeah,
on the
I mean,
internet.
that's rule one. Don't ever
Never
post.
ask.
Don't
Don't try
have
to
soft
validate
skin.
yourself on the internet because
No.
it will not work.
Oh no, you're fighting
Yes.
over the stupidest thing.
Validation, that's a good word.
That is, yeah. Because that's all it comes down
Everybody
to.
wants
is
to be
just,
validated.
They do, especially in this day and age. All you're looking for is that someone to tell you yes. The speed limit's 55. Can I do 60? You want somebody you don't even know to tell you yes, so you can do it, and then
Right.
you know what I mean? It's a horrible analogy, but that's kind of in the world that we live in.
Just to be funny, this has never happened to me when I say this.
Yes.
But
Great lead in.
Yeah, right, exactly. Person A got pulled over, right? And the police walked up and said, "You know how fast you go?" No. Do you know how fast I'm going?
Yeah.
Like how do I know how
Yeah.
fast? Just being funny, and it's amazing. Just to your point is that, like the standardized learning system doesn't work.
It doesn't. There's got to be a
just-
change. But what is that change, and how does that begin? Because aren't Montessori
Fun
schools
teachers, so they're
similar?
happy.
Yes, they do have some.
But I know there was one here, and we did a couple things with the chamber where we go in there and took photos. But I know their learning is a little unorthodox
It is.
and how they do.
It is.
So I don't know if they've been around long enough to know if the studies through a Montessori education is any better than a private or a public. I don't know.
We definitely need to compensate teachers better. One.
Oh.
And
Oh,
two, the
right, I
hours of the
agree.
school day, I think very clearly
Yes.
science is back, need to be shifted for optimal engagement. And the fact that a teacher makes like, what,
it's pennies on the
60,
dollar.
70, 80K. And you think about the fact that even though
What,
they're
college
there 8 to
student- college
3,
kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like
Must be.
2 hours
Gotta be.
before every school day and 3 hours after every school day and every weekend that they're making lesson plans, like hundreds and hundreds of hours of uncompensated work.
Right.
And then everything you want for your class has
You
to
have
come
to
out of
buy
your own
yourself.
pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
So you dishearten an entire group of people that are in charge of
Exactly.
shaping the youth. You can't really be surprised.
But yet
when-
these
Yeah.
sports people, these social influencers that literally are doing nothing
Yeah.
because they influence
Billions.
the sheep out there
Yeah.
that follow along. It's ass backwards.
It is.
And it's always been that way. I mean, it's unfortunate and it's terrible. But at some point, there are going to be no more educators because the youth today, they already don't want to do anything. More or less
No.
have to
And
go
I mean,
and
they
teach.
can go Google everything. so
Exactly
it's-
right.
But,
yeah.
but,
Yeah, you're not-
but, hold on, wait a
But-
minute. Google is not always true.
This is true.
I just want to
Don't use it as a resource.
Yes.
Thank you.
Don't. Wikipedia is not the official resource.
There is
Right.
a new breed of teachers coming. I promise you
Okay.
this. There's a new breed of teachers that feel that the traditional classroom is definitely not the way to go, and they're building, like, there are virtual classrooms where students are able to be in these classrooms and have that fun teacher. But because they're virtual, now you're tapping into they're already used to playing video games, right? So their mind is open to a virtual classroom,
Yeah.
because now you've piqued their interest.
Because they already
in
kind of
something.
live in a virtual world.
Exactly. And just teachers that think different, teachers that they are happy to be in a physical classroom, a virtual, digital classroom, and I think 2020 gave us a perspective to open that portal and give all of those teachers an opportunity to come to the forefront because everybody was at home.
Right.
So the teachers who were always creative, who always wanted to do something different in the classrooms, now we're able to lift them up because we need them now more than ever.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that new breed, not coming, they're already here.
Right.
They're waking up.
Yes. They're waking everybody else up because they've already been awake. But now that we have social media and you're able to follow hashtags, I've been finding all of these educators and teachers that are open to us as artists and teaching us how to do something different in the classroom and implement what we do, our music, into their world. And so that makes it exciting.
Right.
Absolutely.
For me and for the parents, it makes it exciting. And so that's what Responsible Artistry is. That's what we've been working on since last year.
Perfect.
And so meeting and being in alignment with those teachers that think that way has, I know for me, after the first summer camp, it just
Like reinvigorated?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's the word I was going to use. It has reinvigorated me to be able to do something different with my music, other than just make it and put it out.
Right.
So now I'm much more intentional
Like tangible
about
change.
my writing. Yes, about my writing, because now I know that I'm going to be hands-on in the classroom. I'm going to be hands-on virtually with my lyrics and also their lyrics, because they're going to be writing. But I have something that I can show them. Okay, well, I wrote this. It's about collard greens, and now we can get into agriculture, and land, and all that kind of stuff. And so it's exciting to be able to take all of that out of my mind and into the classroom from that perspective.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because as on the other side, we don't get to see that or know what's happening up in here for you guys. So I'm excited to see what that future holds for any grandchildren, if I get any. Right, if you're listening.
These kids who are kids now are going to have to be good at fixing things. They're going to have to be smart, and they're going to have to be really, for literally the future of everybody coming before them.
Yeah.
I pray that they are just ready for what they're going to have to do, which I have faith.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about movies. What's your favorite movie?
So I'm an Avatar fan.
Look at you.
The James Cameron movie?
Yeah.
I'm an Avatar fan. And I'm an Avatar fan.
Wow.
With Sam
seen it
Worthington
once.
and
Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney Weaver?
That's
For real?
fantastic.
There was such a huge joke for a long time about how that was the highest grossing film ever made. But they would go up on the street with a microphone and say, "Can you name one character from the film Avatar, highest grossing film ever made?" And people, nobody, maybe 1 out of every 50 people could do it.
So you're excited about the new one, yeah?
I am.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about it, but
I don't know anything.
Well, and let me say this, because I may look at the movie from, a totally different perspective. Because the culture in the movie, I see my culture in the movie. And so when I get to see that, and I'm a Marvel,
nice.
You like spectacle.
And, yes. And so I love all of those types of movies. But I knew that they pulled from the black culture.
Oh, they had to have.
Right?
Yeah,
and
no,
so
for sure.
I mean,
watching
they're about to get colonized for financial gain.
I mean, yeah.
But, I mean, and I remember, I know Full Sail, the students also worked on the movie. And so that was exciting, because I was attending Full Sail at the time.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of things.
So a little bit deeper than
made it.
Okay.
But I still just love the movie too.
I think I've seen it once.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't like science fiction, so
I
saw it when I
sci-fi.
saw it in theaters. What year did that come out? 2009?
Yeah, I believe so.
Was it? Yes.
So I was
Yes, it was.
literally 10 years old and watched
Yeah.
that in the theater in it.
This guy.
Wow.
This guy.
I mean, so
Avatar was
Got a
actually
baby in here.
Yeah.
created
Yeah,
in the 80s. I do believe.
When the idea came,
the
No, I
concept.
did.
technology
I remember
wasn't
my
there.
grandma is the person who took me, and she told me, like, "Oh, this movie's been in production for like 10 years."
Yep.
For me at the time, thinking that, I'm like, "There's no way." Like, look at the computer. They could no, you're wrong. But obviously, conceptually writing and
Yeah.
One,
things
she's a
change,
grandmother.
so.
Two, she's a woman, so you know she was right on both ends.
Right.
Come
She
on.
was double right.
Now we know.
Well, that's
Yeah,
I mean, I'm the
now we
kid
know.
where
Right.
it confused me. The Star Wars prequels because I had the original all 6 on DVD, but I'm a child, so nobody sat down to explain to me. Oh yeah, they made the 4th movie in 1977. So I was sitting here like, why is the first one and the second and the third one all cartoon and like computer, and then you get to the later ones and they're clearly older,
Yeah.
and you're trying so hard to figure out why, but you're never just going to come to that
Yeah.
conclusion as a literal 5-year-old.
Yeah, no, not at
Yeah.
all. Andre, what about you?
I wasn't finished.
Okay. Oh, no. Hey.
I want to hear more about Avatar.
So no more about Avatar. But the new Coming to America,
I haven't seen it.
like I love it. I know he loves it because it's been like on.
Okay, I need to watch it.
It's been
I'm a
on
big fan of the
repeat.
first one. I love the first one.
Well,
It's been on well, I love the first
Yeah.
Coming to America
Yeah,
too.
that was
so,
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. let me
Arsenio
throw
Hall.
that
You
one
throw
out there.
Arsenio and Eddie together.
it's
It's
just,
a whole different. It's the
Exactly.
Will Smith and the.
Martin Lawrence?
Yeah,
Yes.
Martin Lawrence
Uh-huh.
kind of dynamic.
I wouldn't say I have a favorite movie. I just like when I look at movies. I look at movies from the character or the actor's standpoint.
Okay.
And I like what they do. Like for example, I'm an Eddie Murphy fan.
Okay.
Right. So I have her laughing because I can dissect everything in Come to America too.
Right.
And he's put a lot of different characters in this movie.
Right.
From other movies he's done.
Okay.
Like when he says certain
Well,
things.
don't tell it because
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hence the fact that I don't really have a favorite movie per se. I just like certain people in certain roles.
Is there a genre that you go towards? Is it horror? Is it comedy?
No, I'm an action guy.
Action guy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Are you excited for
Marvel.
Kong versus Zilla?
Yes, I am.
I am
Yes, I am
stoked.
so ready for that.
I can't wait. Yo, Godzilla's gonna run the floor with King Kong.
We'll see.
Now,
They're gonna team up,
I-
obviously, and
I
fight
think
against
so.
a greater threat.
let me
think so.
go back on that
All right, here
one
we go.
because when my dad was alive, and this would have been, I probably was 5, and I used to sit in the bed with him and watch the old Godzilla. Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
The one that was in the 50s. I think like 54 was the original
Yeah.
one.
And so I became a fan of Godzilla like then, right? And so, yeah, I've always been a huge
My
fan.
dad showed me an
Yeah.
older black and white one, and then the 1998 Zilla,
Right.
and those were the original
Yes.
two. So I've always loved Godzilla,
Yeah, me too.
more so than King Kong, because I think the 2000s King Kong was like
Yeah.
and then the Jack Black one was like So as a
That one
creature,
wasn't bad.
as a monster, I really like him, but from a filmmaking perspective,
Yeah.
I'm a Godzilla for sure.
It's just funny how we all take in different aspects of film. When we watch a movie, it's for a different reason. Now I watch it from a cinematography standpoint,
Right.
and I'm looking at shots and color grading and how certain things are done.
Yeah,
And even
cinematography.
soundtracks to me are huge.
Oh,
I
Yes.
have found so many new
Yes.
artists from soundtracks. We watch Apple TV show called The Servant, and a group called the Teskey Brothers, which are out of Australia, very bluesy,
Okay.
fantastic. They have 2 albums out. So the Teskey Brothers, actually, I'll hit you up on Instagram and show you.
They're great.
I highly recommend listening. I mean, it's like for me, it gives you that chills as soon as I
Yeah.
put that record. And I like it so much, I bought the record. So I've got one of their records at the house.
But you're right. We found a lot of good movie.
Yeah,
on
I'm
soundtrack.
Siri. Who
I mean,
plays this?
a lot of good
Music.
music.
Yeah. Well, I'll play
on
it back, and if I hear
soundtracks, yeah.
something, you know,
Yep.
Kelly and I are talking.
Composers
I'm like,
should
hold
get
on.
more recognition.
Oh, they should. I mean, it
Absolutely.
makes music is such an emotional experience anyway.
Yeah.
And then you throw that on a scene, or even on. Are you on TikTok at all?
No.
You're not. Oh,
It's
I
very
have a
music.
page,
music
but
neither
I've
one of
never
y'all.
used
Do you
it.
watch it?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're a lurker,
Yeah.
but you don't.
No, I
you
mean
don't
like
throw
if,
any
if
music
somebody
on there.
posted on
You just get like exposed to people sending you
another
stuff.
social media page, then but I
You've
don't go to
got to.
TikTok.
So,
I mean TikTok.
There's a couple different reasons why. So from an artist standpoint, I have seen so many people get so famous that they've quit their day jobs because their
That's
Spotify
like
streams
instantly.
have gone out of the roof.
Now, I have heard that recently. That piqued
So
my
I
interest.
am telling you, from my professional opinion, you need to get on there. And I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Right. No,
But you hit the
got
right
you.
moment, the right time,
Yeah.
the right song. 1619 may be the song. It may be something that you're just throwing together.
Yeah.
Y'all sitting in the studio doing something behind the scenes. I don't know. But I
I did get my name because I didn't want anybody to have
correct.
my
Yeah,
name.
yeah, no, for sure.
So I did
That's
that
good to get
like
that.
a while back.
I'm
yeah.
telling you, Mahoganee, you
Yeah.
try it. Even if you do the same one back to back to back, you just keep testing your timing when you post it.
Yeah, a lot of the times you see some. I was pretty late to the game. You see some that have a few million.
He was so adamant. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on that app.
I'm
Well,
still,
I'm
I'm
even
still
later
really
than him,
not.
so.
Alexa shows me most of what I get exposed to. But there's some with like a few million likes, and like Alexis or whoever scrolls their page, and it's like the same video 8 times. This one has 1,000, 2,000, and then there's one with like 8.9
I mean, there are
million.
people. You know,
Yeah.
when is this out? Where can I download this? And I have a couple singles on my playlist because of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't have one particular genre I like. I love
Right.
everything for the. I just don't like country.
The classic.
No, I mean, I don't know.
It's
Even
more what
s-
countries, but
I mean, it's
or
kind
what's
of pop
considered
country stuff,
country.
but for me, it's all about the music, how it makes me
Gotcha.
feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Lyrics come
exactly.
second, where my wife is all about the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
If that resonates with her, and for me, it's how it's going to make me feel. If
Yeah.
I hit it on and I'm,
Gotcha.
I'll drive. I had breakfast with my daughter today. She's probably going to hate this. So, what kind of music you listen to? I'm listening to the same stuff. Sway Lee, her own, that style of music is what she likes. Post Malone, where it's all hi-hat. All hi-hat, 100%. You hear it with the headphones on, then you hear them,
That's all you're hearing.
just the way it's going. Kills me. So you heard DMX? She's like, oh, I don't think so. So I put in, some DMX. So I just kind of went through what was on my playlist, and of course, I threw some Timbaland Essentials on,
Right.
DMX Essentials,
Right.
some stuff that she had never heard, and for me, I was like, this is me. This
Yeah.
is what I like. You know
Right.
what I mean? So my goal for that trip this morning was her to kind of learn a little bit more about me,
Right.
because she doesn't know
Yeah.
me from anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? She obviously I remember Dad, but
Yeah.
doesn't know my favorite color, my favorite number, what I like to eat, what I don't like. You know what I mean? Things like that she
Yeah.
doesn't. So I'm working on building that relationship better with her
That's
because she's
awesome.
18.
Okay.
And before I know it, my 26-year-old's already out the house.
Right.
She's going to be next.
Yeah.
Graduates this year. She's going to cosmetology school. I don't know what the future's going to hold for anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So trying to set that. And that's one reason for the podcast, too. So they've got a visual and an audio experience of me. I would love to have my dad's voice or to see my
Yeah.
dad.
I
my
had
mom.
that conversation a week or two ago.
Sure
My mom
did.
passed away January
Yeah.
19. Oh no, January 26th of 2020. This is a 1 year anniversary. I would love, I have 2 voicemails. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
All right.
as we grow, we realize the things that matter, and that voice and that smell and those sounds are what resonate and keep us going.
Absolutely.
So we got
Fundraising.
where can they find music for you?
So my music, if you search my name, Google my name, Mahoganee, Mahoganee.
Don't get that wrong, please.
2 E's
Learn-
at the end.
Learn from experience.
Everything will pop up.
Okay.
And I'll say that again. My name is Mahoganee. There is no Y, 'cause it ends with 2 E's. That's just in case you wanna Google me to check me out and see how fly I be. So that's Mahoganee with 2 E's. And all of my music will come up. But the one thing I do want to share with everybody, as we were talking about before, responsible artistry and us really just building in education into a new world. We're going to be doing some fundraisers coming up using our music as part of the fundraisers. And if you go to responsibleartistry.org, the words are spelled just as they are, responsibleartistry.org. There's a page, the Love Wins series is what we're going to be doing starting in August. And it'll be live concerts,
Okay.
but they will be beautifully curated events. And so if you go to the website and there's a tab for the Love Wins series. And if you just want to donate $50,000,
Yeah.
Make it a
towards
meal.
our programming and helping grow the organization, that would just be amazing.
Excellent. And I'll throw that up on the bottom of the video so folks can see that. And then in the YouTube video, I'll have a description for that as well. Andre, anything for you that you want to plug or talk about?
No, not really. I mean, just we're really working on building this organization and just giving back to the community and just moving forward in this digital world we live in with technology. So we're always looking for individuals who are like-minded and positive, who are uplifting, who want to uplift the community, and just want to change the dynamics of how things are. I think we've gotten away from basics. So I think basics, necessity, as you said, once this group comes, if they don't know the basics, they're gonna be lost. And I mean, from agriculture, textiles,
Everything.
carpentry, plumbing, little stuff you think is not big, but to get the big world or to get the big picture, you need the little stuff first.
Yep.
So I mean, I think that from that, on the producer side of things, like I said, I'm very selective about people. I do production, I do engineer work, sound design, and I just actually love what I do. I get up every morning. I make music every day. I create sounds every day on purpose.
Yeah.
If I don't do, I learned from a mentor, if you get up and you don't have an idea, you can't move, that means it's time for you to take a break. Just push back for a second and breathe, and then go back to it. Yeah. Never try to force a creation. Just let it come.
Yeah, it's almost like a writer's block scenario
Right,
when you just sit back and just relax and let your mind kind of come through, and then the next thing you know, it's coming up.
Absolutely.
Are you working with anybody particular now? Are you have any artists that as a touchy subject? Or
No.
Besides me.
Besides, I think there are other artists besides Mahoganee.
Yeah.
There are. So I mentioned one. Well, I mentioned one. Other people I won't mention as of yet. So I'm working with Gwen Yvette. She's a local artist.
Yep.
We're on a real soul project with her. And
she worked with Candace.
Yes.
She was a backup singer with her.
Candace Glover.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Like I say, I'm pick and choose. I can produce anything, but I just love R&B.
Oh yeah.
Because I love chords. Like I'm a big chords man. I like movement.
Yeah.
So I mean, other than that, I mean, I've looked at other artists I'm thinking about, but
Tyrese, over or underrated as a musician, as a singer?
Underrated.
I think he's underrated.
Definitely underrated.
Why hasn't he put anything else out lately? I mean, he had that Black Rose.
Yeah.
That was out.
I think Tyrese has been dealing with life.
Right.
As most folks are.
Yeah,
I mean, the
that's
fame.
what I
Yeah.
think.
Right. I'll say this. So walking away from a major industry or a major label and doing it independently is one way of looking at things. But being a independent artist going to a major label, and this is not something people don't know, but in my opinion, major labels don't pick the best artists. Because I know some artists right now are just...
And they have a lot of control too, right? Creatively.
Well, I mean, absolutely.
You mean the labels have?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they have a lot of control.
That's what I meant. And I heard some artist made some video about like, when you hear $10 million record deal, you realize we pay that back.
Right.
With money that we
Yeah, that's just an
make.
advancement.
Right.
Like the first $10 million you make is going directly to them.
Yeah, right. With interest.
Anything
With
they gave
interest,
you.
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
It's
So
going
it's
back
like
to them.
they're loan sharking basically with relevancy.
That's the best way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, we had labels come to us since we've been here, and my biggest thing was everything they said we already do.
Yeah, for sure.
So the only thing you could do for us is give me a check.
Exactly right.
He said, you borrow? No, you give me a check.
I think independent artists are on a rise, especially with all
absolutely.
social media. So there are
the
folks,
internet.
and again, I mentioned every time we talk to folks, I mention this artist, but Tom McDonald. Have you heard of him? Yeah. White gentleman out of Canada.
He's Canadian?
Canadian. Got a song called Fake Woke. Some other
Oh,
stuff.
I know who
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking
Okay.
about.
You
Yeah.
said it ain't.
I'm familiar with the song.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So he's hitting 1 million views in a day and a half on YouTube.
Wow.
And his girlfriend, I think she ended up having a record label or a couple songs out already. But it just goes to show you that you don't have to have that big
Right.
record producing, pushing you. You've got the revenue, the avenue now
You're
to
not,
do all that.
you're not handing out mixtapes these days.
What happened to D'Angelo?
You know what?
You know what I mean? I mean,
That's-
he
I
had.
don't know. Again, I think
I
life
loved
just
it.
happened.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's like
Well, I say it like this: dealing with, matter of fact, the collaboration we're doing now. There's an artist we're working at right now, and we know how phenomenal she. Matter of fact, we watched her grow.
Yeah.
And she walked away from it, per se.
Okay.
You know, and I don't think it is in a bad way.
Right.
But once again, okay, if your interest rate is so high, right? So why am I coming to you when I'm always going to be on the bottom?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Of that. So why not walk away, like you say, like we do everything 100% ourselves.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me I need to give you 50% of that or more
For what?
to get in front of the line?
Yeah.
For something that comes out of here.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's your property.
Absolutely. I mean, people want to. The best way to put it would they want 100% of your work, but only want to pay you 30% of what they think you're worth.
I mean, that's the reality that
Right.
we live in. It's
Absolutely.
such a sharp world. Didn't Erykah Badu leave to be a mother? I mean, she quit singing to pursue, which is fantastic voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Lauren Hill did the same thing.
And she and,
Yeah,
and
yeah. That's probably
Erykah
what I was thinking
Badu is
Yeah,
like
I
she's a
think-
producer.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen her on stage? Like she's
She
Yeah.
just
She was
she's
on
on.
stage.
can do everything.
Yeah, she's just
She's amazing.
yeah.
Sade.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, I know we're talking names. Tony's like, who? What? If it ain't Biggie, Tupac, NWA, Tony don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
even that. So the thing is even some major artists are seeing where there's no benefit no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the major labels are gonna have to either make some adjustments or they're gonna be closed down.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're saying even just with us, you know, you can select what you want. You can select how you want to move. You can select where you want to move. You can say, like we had this old saying we say use do not let the drink get spilt on you, right? So, interesting story, right? So I just told my wife, I said, babe, don't let the drink get spilled on you. And she said, what does that mean? I said one day somebody's gonna come and do something you're gonna not go on. You're gonna not like how they do it, and you're gonna have to control that situation. So we had these people, you know, we was in D.C. and they came and actually want to do a show for her like that. And so I always go back behind her and search and research them out like
for
she
sure.
does me. And I told her, I said, don't take the gig, don't do it. I'm trying to tell you, it's not it. So she goes on stage and they go to cue her up to play. The band is warming up behind her while she's about to perform. So she stopped and said, "Can y'all get off the stage?"
Wow.
Like, while I'm up here doing like she's like, "I'm not invisible.
Yeah.
But can y'all leave?"
Yeah.
Like, no, don't stop.
Total
Don't.
disrespect.
Yeah, don't tune nothing up. Just get off the stage. Like I'm listening. Like, oh, she came around the corner. I said, I told you, don't let the drink get spilled on
How
you.
many times he been right?
Oh, several.
Several?
Yeah,
Okay.
several. Yeah.
Several.
Yeah. Where she?
A
yeah,
lot.
Yeah.
20 years.
This too, right?
She said several. We're all more than expected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
surprisingly enough. Yeah, so I haven't always liked R&B, and I was telling my daughter this morning. Younger, it's a different kind of music for me, but as you get older,
right.
you know, and you know, Kelly, my wife, loves good R&B, and Omarion. I mean, some of his stuff. And you know, obviously, when he was younger, he was with
Is it B2K?
no ABC,
no,
Another Bad Creation, or is that somebody else?
No. Omarion was not with ABC.
No.
Omarion was with B2K.
Was it with B2K?
I think
Okay,
so.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not ABC. ABC, was it Omari? So B2K was in the movie's House Party, right?
Yes.
Right.
The kid playing?
That's,
Okay.
yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I'll remind me to show you. Just that, seeing them at that time is 90s.
Right.
You see
Yeah.
them the way they're
Right.
dressed.
Exactly. It's 90s all
That's
the way.
90s all the way. I mean, I'll show you when we get done. So thanks, you guys, for coming in. We definitely appreciate it. We're
This is
excited
good.
to hear some more what's
Yeah.
happening with you guys. And make sure you check her out. Search her name, Mahoganee, M-A-H.
Keep Y's out of it.
Oganee.
Oganee. We'll throw that up on the screen. Jump over to YouTube and look for that. And yeah, thanks guys for coming in. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it was great.
No,
Thank
we
you.
did.
This was fun.
Yes, we greatly appreciate the opportunity for sure to come in. It's
The
just
boy
such
and the
a-
beard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.